everyone, it's Budget Bunny here, and today I'm hanging out with Rocky and Honey while they enjoy their daily floor time. Now, today's video is actually going to be a continuation of my Q&A videos. So, a lot of you guys who are longtime subscribers would know in the spring that I had opened up a Q&A. And what actually happened was, because of the move and everything, we were so busy, I didn't get to finish answering everyone's questions. So I thought today I would finally start finishing that. So this is the third segment of my question and answers video. I'm not taking any new questions because we had so many submissions back in the spring. And I will leave the links to part 1 and 2 down below for you in the Dropbox. And I'll also put a little link right now on the screen for you that will take you back to segment number 2. So the first question comes from the Hamster Life, and they want to know when I got my first hamster. So I actually did not get my first hamster until I was 21 years old. My mom always thought rodents were really cute, but she didn't like them enough to have them in her house. She got very creeped out by rat and mice tails, and she got very nervous about the idea of a rodent running around in her house if one ever got loose. So we were never allowed to have them growing up, although I absolutely adored them. So I got my first hamster, and his name was Calvin. And I got him just before my husband and I moved into our first home together. And he was a Syrian short-haired hamster. He looked a lot like Chocolate Color 26's Wasabi. When I first saw Wasabi, it reminded me so much of Calvin. And Calvin lived to be about 2.5 years old. I was absolutely infatuated with this little dude. I didn't realize how amazing hamsters were until I got Calvin. And he kind of started he did start the hamster obsession, and I've always had to have hamsters since. So the next set of questions comes from Felicia H, and she would like to know if I have a favorite breed of rabbit. I love all rabbits. I don't have a favorite breed. I do really love the Flemish and Continental Giants. Just because I'm such a fan of bunnies, I feel like the more bunny there is to love, the better. But obviously, like, all of my rabbits are under 6 pounds, and I absolutely adore them. So, what is it about bunnies that you love so much, and are they your favorite animal? I love rabbits because they just have such amazing personalities. I think that they are still severely underestimated in society, and I know when I got Rocky, I underestimated them too. I had no idea how much he would interact with me, how playful he was. The first time he binkied actually scared me because I didn't realize rabbits did this. They have such amazing personalities, and they are so loving, and the way they act and interact with each other and the way they interact with you, it's just so amazing to see. So I completely fell in love, and from there I got 3 more rabbits over the years because I love them that much. And I can't say that they're my favorite animal because I love all animals for different reasons, and that's why our household has such a variety of animals in it. They're definitely an animal I would always want to have in my life, but I don't really have a favorite one type of animal. What's your least favorite bunny chore? Probably cleaning litter boxes. It's a lot better now just because their room is so close to our laundry room now. It makes it a lot easier to clean. At our old house, I had to bring all the litter boxes down 3 floors to scrub them out and then bring them up. And I don't like cleaning at all. Cleaning is a necessary job in order to own pets, and it's something that I do gladly to keep my pets happy and healthy. My pets are worth the work, to me anyways, but it doesn't mean that I enjoy any part of the cleaning process. Except when it's done and you can see how nice and fresh and new everything looks. Is there any special meaning to your bunnies' names, or are they just names that you like? Actually, for all 4 of our rabbits, we chose their names suited to their personalities. I can tell you honestly that Rocky isn't one of my favorite names. My husband actually suggested it because he was a huge Rocky fan, and I looked over at this rabbit and I said, oh shoot, he looks like a Rocky. So to us, it's just been based on what name we thought suited them. So the next set of questions comes from Christy Bunnies, and she asks, when you start fostering rabbits and you foster one you really like and want to keep, would you consider adding that rabbit to the family? So I had mentioned that one of the things that I hope to do with our new home was foster rabbits for a local rescue or shelter because we would have more space in our home. There are a lot of things that need to get done with the house first and with Budget Bunny and stuff before we can consider fostering rabbits. The main thing is getting our house finished. So our basement is an unfinished basement except for the rabbit room. They just happen to have this room that was already completed down there. And we would need to finish the rest of the basement before we'd have a proper area to dedicate to fostering rabbits. I think that fostering rabbits will be difficult for me because of course I'm going to fall in love with every single one and want to keep them all. But at the same time, if I was to take on another rabbit, then that means I wouldn't have space to foster anymore, which means that I wouldn't be a foster parent anymore to help out with that rescue. And I feel like by fostering I could help a lot more rabbits find good homes than rescuing one and then that's kind of it. And also, if you've seen our new pet room, then you know there's absolutely no more space in there to add extra bunnies to the family. Of course, I'm sure with every foster we had, I would consider adding them to our family because I love rabbits, but it isn't something I feel would be a possibility. For your new shop, is everything you are making homemade, or are some of the products from other shops, online or in-person shops? Okay, so it's going to be a mixture of homemade items as well as shop-bought items. We already have a retailer that we've purchased some products from. However, Budget Bunny's shop is going to start out small because it does take a lot of money to invest first. And then hopefully as the shop does well, then we can order more products in and possibly expand to more retailers. But it will be a mixture of both. When you move, are you going to have a bunny garden with herbs and greens? So since these questions are from the spring, some of them might be about the move or our new house, which we've now been in for about 3 months. So the backyard at our new house is not much was done with it. So Mr. Budget Bunny and I have quite a few ideas because I don't particularly like gardening, but I love gardens, and the backyard has always been my sanctuary. So we have some big plans for our backyard that will be done next year, and one of them is to have a little garden down the side of the house. Hopefully that goes well. I'm pretty good with plants, but I'm not always so great with actual vegetables and herbs, so we'll have to see how that goes. But yes, I would love to have an organic garden. What other pet would you like to have? I love so many different animals. I would love to have reptiles. I love tortoises, turtles, lizards, snakes, but my husband does not like reptiles, and also I could not feed them anything. Like, they like crickets and bugs and things, and worse, like mice and such. I couldn't feed them those kind of things. I just love animals too much. Even insects I can't really kill. I put them outside. I also love ferrets, and I would love to have more hamsters and birds and, you know, more bunnies and more pigs, but you know, it's a money thing, it's a space thing, it's a time thing. I would rather have less pets and be able to give them everything and more that they need than more pets and not be able to provide for them. What is your favorite online pet shop? I don't shop too often online, but I love Bobby's Bunny's Boutique and Montreal Critters. Who are you closest to on YouTube? Oh, I talk with so many of you guys. I think you're all amazing, and I couldn't really say. Which YouTuber is your favorite to watch? Some of my favorite channels, and this is not inclusive to these channels because there are tons that I watch, but I absolutely love Piggy Pig Pig, Skinny Pigs 1, 101 Rabbits, The Piggy Room, Small Pet Shop, Squeak Dreams, Carrie's Little Piggies, Hammy Lux, Hopping Hammy, Chocolate Colors 26, and there are a million others that I watch regularly, and I just cannot think of them all right now, but that's just a few. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is probably pink, but I love all colors in general for different reasons. Like, I am not a pink walls person, but I love pink for clothing or for girly things, that kind of thing. But I also love shades of like blue or turquoise, like the color that we painted in the bunny room. I love that color. Are you going to make a channel for the piggies and your hamster, or are they going to stay on Budget Bunny? No, they're going to stay on Budget Bunny. Budget Bunny is pretty much like an all-around small pet channel. Do you like to go outside, or are you an indoor person? I think I'm a good mixture of both. Part of the reason that I originally wanted a dog is because I really enjoy getting outside and hiking, and so, you know, when we got our dogs, that was a great excuse to get moving a little more. I enjoy all 4 seasons that Canada has to offer, and especially this time of year because the air is so nice and refreshing and the leaves are changing. I love sitting in my backyard and just enjoying a cup of coffee in the summer when it's nice and warm out on my deck, but I also love being inside, you know, like curling up with my husband and my puppies and watching a movie, and so I think that I enjoy a good mixture of both. If you could go live anywhere, where would you live? You know what? I actually love Canada. I love the mentality here. I love having all 4 seasons. It's great to get away and go somewhere tropical for a week. It was really nice when we went to Disney World a few years ago, and it was December and it was still 20 degrees Celsius in the day. But at the same time, I love having changing seasons. Just when you start to kind of get sick of the same weather over and over again, the seasons start changing here, and each one is just so unique and beautiful in its own way. The only thing I would like to change is out west just has this picturesque view of the mountains. We spent one Christmas in Whistler a few years ago, and it was just breathtaking. I wish we had some kind of backdrop in the area of Canada that I live that was similar to that. But as far as the area I live in, I wouldn't really want to be anywhere else. Do you like cooking better or baking better? That's an interesting question. I like cooking better because I find that baking takes so much work. I enjoy the food that baking provides you with, but I just hate how baking always has like 40 different ingredients in every recipe, and it's so much mess because you have to take out so many different things just to get like a tablespoon of this and a teaspoon of that, and so I have to be in the mood to bake because it is a lot of mess. Cooking to me is a lot quicker, and you can whip up things, I think, a little easier. Do you like arts and crafts? Yes, I do. I love DIY. I love scrapbooking. I love crafts. I don't get to do them that often just because of time, but I am a big scrapbooker. I wish that I just had days on end to devote to scrapbooking. Do you like making treats and salads for your pets? No, I've never really done either. Are you going to be making treats and forage for your shop? I wasn't really planning on it. Forage, I think, would take a lot of space to, you know, make enough supply, and I just don't have that kind of space to dedicate outside to growing those kinds of things. What things are you going to be making for your shop? It's mostly like beds and tunnels and hidey houses and things like that. What is your favorite thing to do with your pets? Oh my, that could get really long. So with the dogs, I definitely enjoy hiking with them. With the small pets, I love to just sit with them during floor time and interact with them. Or, you know, when we're watching TV and things, I'll bring them out for cuddles. The cats are bedtime snugglers. All 3 cats sleep on our bed at night, and they just wait for you to get into bed, and then they're all on you purring and they want cuddles. So that's how I fall asleep every night. With Ella, I really loved clicker training, and I hope to get to that point with Beaker once we've gotten him tamed, because I found that to be a really enjoyable experience. Do you go and volunteer at your local shelter since you can't foster rabbits yet, and if so, how often? So there are a couple of reasons why I don't volunteer. The first is that my husband won't let me because he's afraid I'd come home with everything, which is probably true. The second is that the local shelters are actually not very local to my area at all. They'd be quite a drive away, and I don't have a vehicle to get there. And probably the biggest issue with volunteering, and I've talked to a lot of other people that have inquired about volunteering, and this has been the drawback for them too, is that the rescues want you to commit to a specific day and time, which I totally understand from their point of view because they want to be able to stagger who's volunteering when. The problem with that is for people who do shift work or who have families on shift work or have different schedules day to day, is that this doesn't really work for us. For any of you that do regularly volunteer at your local rescue or shelter, bravo to you. They definitely could use the help. So since I am unable to volunteer within the shelter itself, what my husband and I do instead are regular monetary donations as well as food and supply donations. And the other thing I try to do is educate. So a large part of this channel and my blog are teaching you guys about proper house rabbit care. And my hope with that is either that it make someone who's thinking about getting a rabbit realize that maybe this isn't the right pet for them, or for those of you who already have rabbits and are new to them or just don't know enough about them yet, hopefully it provides you with that right information so that these animals get a great life and don't end up in a rescue or a shelter because the person who purchased them was uneducated and didn't realize the work and commitment that these animals take. What pet food brand do you feed your rabbits? I feed them the Living World Green adult rabbit food. Unfortunately, Living World Green is only available in Canada right now and I think some parts of Europe, but I do highly recommend it. I have a review on both the blog and this channel on this food just because I think it's so great. What is your dream home that you're hoping to move into? So we've been here about 3.5 months now, and we just wanted something that was a little out of the kind of city setting that we were in before. We wanted a detached home, something a little larger than our old home with a larger backyard. This home is absolutely perfect. I wanted to have a proper spare room and a proper office instead of having everything kind of combined into one like it was at our old house, as well as a proper area dedicated to the small pets, which I think we have done an amazing job with. And it's so nice to be able to have a nice sized yard that my dogs can actually run around in, and I feel like they have adequate space to play. Our backyard at the old house unfortunately was quite small because we were in a busy city area before in a townhouse. So we are just really happy with where we've ended up. This is definitely the dream home that we always envisioned. Bunny Lover 464 asks, why did you name your channel Budget Bunny? I'm pretty sure I answered this already in one of the previous Q&As, but basically I decided to start a blog, and it was a lot of money-saving tips for the regular rabbit owner, because I found that a lot of things in stores were limited for small pets or unsuitable for them and very expensive. So I focused the blog on the average rabbit owner who, had a fixed income and who also wanted to provide their pets with the appropriate housing and toys and things, because there's a lot of things that you can make for little or no cost, especially toy-wise, that are going to keep your rabbits just as happy as if you had purchased them from a store. And the same with housing. The condos that we made out of the NIC storage grids were so much more affordable for the size that they were than any pet shop cage that you could come across. And I just named the channel Budget Bunny because I wanted to keep everything in our social media the same so that people could find us. I didn't want to change the name between, our Instagram and our Twitter and our Facebook. So that's why my channel is named Budget Bunny. When did you get your first bunny? Rocky is 6.5 years old now. I got him in March of 2008, and he was my first rabbit. Where do you live? I live in Ontario, which is a province in Canada. What is your favorite food? My favorite food is probably anything curried or Thai food I love as well. I love any kind of really rich, I love spices and things like that. So one of my favorites is this vegan butter chicken that I make in the slow cooker. Oh, it's so good. What is your favorite movie or TV show? Okay, I'm really geeky, and my favorite movie is Jurassic Park, and I've seen it probably 10 billion times. I'm very excited that they're making a new one. I think they're starting a new trilogy. So exciting. For TV shows, I like a lot of dark supernatural kind of stuff, and I am an adult, so some of these are not going to be appropriate for all of our viewers, but I love American Horror Story, Vampire Diaries and the originals. I love Sleepy Hollow. I also love comedy shows, so I absolutely love Big Bang Theory. Friends is probably one of my all-time favorite shows. I have rewatched every single season at least 10 times, and I just love that show. It's probably, I think over the years, that is probably my favorite show. Oh, and I love Game of Thrones too. Kind of forget about that one because it's only on in the spring. And The Walking Dead just started, so excited. What do you like to do when it's cold out? I love to curl up on the couch with the dogs in front of our fireplace and watch a movie or read a good book. If there's lots of snow outside, I also love to play in the snow. I am a huge kid. I love building snowmen and just having lots of fun running around in the snow with the dogs. And I also enjoy snowboarding. Neil Obst asks, how often do you clean your rabbit cages and rabbit room? So on Mondays and Fridays, I clean out the rabbits' litter boxes, and I also fully change all of the bedding in the guinea pig cage. Every day in the morning and at night, I do a quick shop vac of the pens and the guinea pig cage to keep them tidy. And then on Fridays, I do a full clean of the rabbit pen, so I wipe down all the floors and everything with disinfectant, as well as cleaning the plexiglass and do all of that stuff. The Piggy Room asks, is there any animal you don't have but would love to have as a pet? If we are talking any animal in the world, I would want to have a sloth and a red panda. Those are my absolute favorites. I just love them. I was very fortunate to actually be able to meet a red panda up close a few years ago, and it was like the highlight of my life. Just so amazing. So that is all of the questions I'm going to be answering today, because I think this video is long enough, and I'll do another segment of this next week. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.